Guys, in this video we are in Roblox Studio and we're going to be looking at how we can create a system that will spawn an object into the studio, and I will also be going through how you can make this loop and run at specific intervals. And what this means is, like, for example, if you are making a train game and you want automation and you have automation in it and you want the trains to spawn automatically, then you would be able to use a loop to spawn it in every interval, and you can change the interval to whatever you want. And basically I'm going to be going through how to do just that in this video. So, let's get into it. First of all, for the first bit of this video, we need to look at how to make objects spawn in. Now, we're going to use a tycoon example. And then now, we need to create something the size of the part that we want to drop. You guys, if you guys have one of these, you don't need to do this, but I'm just doing this. The transparency is 0.3, actually 0.5. Yeah, that works. And then we can move this over to here. Let's get it in. So now that is going to be the drop-in bit. So what we can do is we can select all of this and deselect the bottom just to be the dropper, and I can name this dropper. And then this bit here is where it comes out. So if I go into it, so what I did, by the way, because this is grouped, I just did alt click and then I can select it as a separate thing. So if I name this dropper area, so now I can add a script into it. So what we need to, so I can just select all of this and anchor, and then go into dropper area and script. Now, what we do is we need a while loop, while true do. And now, guys, you have to do this because otherwise the game will completely break. Wait 0 or any speed, you have to put in a wait because otherwise the system will break from rendering too many pieces. Let's just change it to 1 for this example, and then we can do instance.new part, and then the parent of it is going to be script.parent. So what this means is this is where the part will be spawned, and then we put this in front of a local new part equals instance.new, and then new part dot anchored equals false, and that is basically how you make a dropper. So if I do run, so let's see what's happening. So if I alt click, there we go, and then if I turn it to can collide, that might outfix it. And then here we can also do new part dot background transparency equals 0, meaning we can see it. And then let's see, it's not actually dropping anything, so we need a, let me just check that it's actually running, and then run. It's running, yeah, so I'm a bit confused why it's not dropping then. So equals script.parent. There we go. That is exactly how you do it. So that is like a dropper and how you can make a dropper. So that is basically how you create something spawning in. And then what we can do now is we can make it, so that's basically like on an interval. If I change the interval to 3 seconds, we can wait and it will drop. And it drops again. So guys, that is basically how you can make that to spawn in on intervals. And if I really wanted to, I could change this to 0, let's see what happens. Yeah, it will fall onto each other. So that is basically the video. So I'm going to change this back to 1 second. There we go. And that is a nice part spawning system, allowing you to spawn into the game anything that you want. And this does work with other things. So let's just delete all of this, and let's just let's say, let's just delete that. So let's say house, a tiny little abandoned house. So I could do this. I could spawn a part. Actually, let me just undo everything. I need the script, so if I put that abandoned house back in, and then I select this, and let me just move this all the way up, and then the abandoned house I can put into the server storage, not the server service, server storage, and then inside the script, and the new part does equals game.serverstorage dot abandoned house clone, and then this is basically going to do the exact same thing again, moving the new part to the script.parent.position, which is the dropper area. There we go. And you can see from the light inside, it is spawning lots. So now, if we do a wild tree do, we can do. So yeah, that's pretty much how you do it. If you guys enjoyed this video, then let me know in the comment section what more tutorials you would like to see. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.